Hi, I'm Chris DeLisi, and this is your MTRS Benefits. In this video, we'll be covering Purchasable Credible Service.
The MTRS offers a variety of different service purchase opportunities. A service purchase allows you to receive service credit for past service before you became a member of the MTRS or during periods you were not contributing to the MTRS. The service purchases in the top section of the slide are currently billed at the actuarial interest rate. The first buyback listed is a refund buyback. If you contributed to any of the 104 mass contributory retirement systems, including the MTRS, and you took a refund of your money, you can apply to purchase that service to receive credible service for the period that you refunded. Mass, state, or municipal employment. If you were ever paid with public funds by a municipality or the state of Massachusetts and were an employee of a governmental unit, you can apply to purchase your past service. As an example, if you worked in a recreation department for a city or town, you would apply using our other Mass application. Mass substitute or temporary teaching. If your service was performed with a school district in Massachusetts, you can apply using our Mass substitute, temporary, or part-time application. Non-membership teaching service with a school district can be calculated on a 10-month basis. For example, if you worked as a daily substitute teacher, you can receive a year of credit if you are a sub for 180 days. Service rendered on less than a half-time basis is ineligible to contribute to the MTRS, such as a 20% or 40% part-time teacher. However, you could apply to purchase that service to receive credit in our system by using the Mass substitute or temporary teaching application. The next purchase is the out-of-state public school teaching application. If you ever worked as an educator in another state for a public school system and you were above half-time, required to be certified by that state's Department of Education, held the necessary certification, were under contract with a school committee, and you are no longer due a retirement benefit for your service in that state, you may be eligible to purchase service with the MTRS. The maximum amount of service from another state you may purchase is 10 years, 5 years of which could be from Puerto Rico. On your retirement date, you must have a year of service contributing with the MTRS for every year of out-of-state service purchased. For instance, if you purchase 7 years of teaching service from the state of Vermont, you must have 7 years of contributing service with the MTRS to include all 7 years from the state of Vermont in your retirement benefit. Non-public school teaching before 1973. If you worked in a private school prior to 1973, you can apply to buyback service as long as you were not due a Social Security benefit for credit you received while working at a private school prior to 1973. The next service purchase is the Department of Defense Overseas Dependent School Teaching. While teaching with an international school overseas is not eligible for purchase, if you were working in a position at a Department of Defense school overseas, you may be eligible to purchase service by submitting an application and your federal transcript that would verify your Department of Defense overseas school teaching. All of the buybacks in the bottom section of the slide are billed at the lower buyback interest rate. The military service purchase, or the Chapter 71 military service purchase, is a buyback that is offered to veterans according to Mass General Law. If you are a veteran defined by Mass General Law, you can apply to purchase up to 4 years of active duty military service. If you qualify for veteran status based on your active duty service, you can also apply for time in the National Guard or Reserves, but will still be capped at the 4-year maximum. As proof of your veteran status, you must submit your DD-214 discharge papers with the application. The non-public school teaching in a Mass publicly funded school district. In order to be eligible to purchase service in a position that is Mass publicly funded and performed in a non-public school, your position must have been engaged in teaching pupils. Every student you taught must have been at least partially funded by the Commonwealth, and you must not be due a retirement benefit for your service with the non-public or private school. Due to the private setting of this buyback, this service is strongly vetted for eligibility. The Chapter 74 vocational education purchase. Throughout your career, if you ever taught in a Chapter 74 program and held a Chapter 74 license, you may be eligible to purchase a maximum of 3 years of trade experience. If eligible, the service that would be invoiced would be the dates of service on file with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education when you first received your initial licensure. And last buyback opportunity that we offer at the Mass Teachers Retirement System is the Peace Corps service buyback. You can purchase up to a maximum 3 years of Peace Corps service, and you have to submit certification that you actually volunteered in the Peace Corps. Unfortunately, service with AmeriCorps and Vista is not eligible to purchase. How do I purchase Credible Service? You can download the service purchase forms on our website, mass.gov/mtrs. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see a link for forms. Once you click on the forms page, you want to click on Forms for Active and Inactive Members. A list of all the buybacks that we mentioned in the previous slide will be displayed. You want to download the application, fill out Part 1, the applicant data, and submit Part 2 to your district or past employer. Receive the application back and submit the completed application to the MTRS. Some of our applications, such as the out-of-state application, have 3 parts. Part 1 to be filled out by the applicant, Part 2 by the out-of-state school district, and Part 3 by your out-of-state retirement system. The cost typically includes principal, which is calculated by taking your past earnings multiplied by your applicable contribution rate at the time of service, and then compounding interest from your dates of service. Special formulas will apply to certain types of purchases, such as the vocational education buyback or your military buyback. If you want additional information on the buybacks, please review the first few pages of the application, which are informational. Once you are invoiced, you can pay by personal check, which is after-tax money, or through a pre-tax rollover or transfer from an eligible pre-tax plan. You can pay by submitting a lump sum payment or entering into our 5-year installment plan, which will contain additional interest. All payments must be paid in full before your date of retirement.
If you have any additional questions that were not answered in this video or by the information on our website, please feel free to call our contact center at 617-679-6877. For the MTRS, I'm Chris DeLisi.
This video series highlights the information covered in our 2018 Your MTRS Benefits educational program, which is for MTRS members of all ages and career stages. On our website, you can download the program booklet, which contains copies of the presentation slides and detailed notes. To attend one of our programs, watch for registration information, which is generally announced in the spring of each year.